up to some school stuff and summer stuff. My most recent adventures, I'm doing this thing called 75 Hard. 75 Hard, if you don't know what it is basically a lifestyle challenge. I would call it workout, but it's more lifestyle, where you have to do 2 workouts a day. One has to be outside. You have to drink a gallon of water. You have to read 10 pages of a book, which is what we will be doing for today's video. You have to choose a diet. So I'm doing a high protein diet. What else do you have to do? I think those are the main things. So if you look to our previous videos, C, who was in a video with me, we did a video together. I'm doing it with her. So we're keeping each other accountable. We are, I think, 30 something days in. I have to check again how far in we are, but yeah, 30 days of doing that every single day. No cheat meals. Oh, no alcohol. There's also no alcohol. So yeah, it's been a challenge. So I've been doing that with an internship as well. So I've been a busy bee, but I wanted to what is it? 2 birds, 1 stone. I wanted to read for you guys because I have to do my 10 pages today, so I thought, why not do it on camera with a book I've already read. I was gonna do the book I'm reading right now for it, All About Love by Bell Hooks. If you have not read it, please do. Please do. It is quite good. I would have read that, but that was very academic and not that calming. So I wanted to give you guys something a little bit more like interesting. Even though that book is very interesting, this one is like ASMR interesting. You know, like I think more people would find it enjoyable. So I'm gonna read some book noises. Called Deep. You might hear my roommate. He tends to be on the phone pretty late. I tried to film this late, but it wasn't late enough. So, The Employees by Olga Roth. I don't know how to say that last name. R-A-V-N. Okay. By the way, I'm not the best reader, so you might hear some stutters here and there, but you'll be fine. Okay. Statement 004. I should tell you guys what the book is about. Oh my god, okay. I'll read the back. But, shortlisted for the International Booker Prize, The Employees reshovels a sci-fi voyage into a riotiously original existential nightmare. Aboard the interstellar 6000 ship, the human and humanoid crew members complain about their daily tasks in a series of staff reports and memos. When the ship takes on a number of strange objects from the planet New Discovery, the crew becomes deeply attached to them, even as tensions boil towards mutiny. among the humanoids. In chilling, crackling, and exhilarating bros, the employees probes into what makes us human while delivering a hilariously stinging critique of life governed by the logic of productivity. So that's what the book's about. So each statement is not directly attached to the last. It's just a collection of employee statements. Okay. So statement 004. It's not hard to clean them. The big one, I think, sends out a kind of hum. Or is it just something I imagine? Maybe that's not what you mean. I'm not sure. But isn't it female? The cords are long, spun from blue and silver fibers. They keep her up with a strap made out of a half-colored leather with prominent white stitching. What color is a calf, actually? I've never seen one. From her abdomen runs this long, pink cord-like thing. What do you call it? Like the fibrous shoot of a plant, it takes longer to clean than the others. I normally use a little brush. One day she'd laid an egg. If I'm allowed to say something here, I don't think you should have her hung up all the time. The egg has cracked when it dropped. The egg mass was on the floor underneath her, and the thready end of the shoot was stuck in the egg mass. I ended up removing it. I haven't told anyone before now. Maybe that was a mistake. The next day there was a hum, louder than that, like an electric rumble. And the day after that she was quiet. She hasn't made a sound since then. Is there some kind of sadness there? I always use both hands. I couldn't say if the others have heard anything or not. Mostly I go there when everyone's asleep. It's no problem keeping the place clean. I've made it into my own little world. I talk to her while she rests. It might not look like much. There's only 2 rooms. You'd probably say it was a small world, but not if you have to clean it. That one was interesting. I'm guessing that was an umbilical cord. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna keep reading. Okay. Statement 012. I don't like to go in there. The 3 on the floor seems especially hostile. Or maybe it's indifference. As if by being so deeply indifferent they want to hurt me. I can't understand why I feel I've got to touch them. 2 of them are always cold, 1 is warm. You never know which is going to be the warm one. It's as if somehow they recharge each other or take turns to exchange their energy. Sometimes I'm not sure if they're all 1 or 3 separate ones. 3 individual units attuned to each other. I've seen intimacy between them. It frightens me. I hate it. I've known many more like them. It's as if at any time one of them can always be the others. As if they don't actually exist on their own, but only in the idea of each other. They can multiply whenever they like, in bunches and clusters. On the hillsides they can reassemble a kind of eczema. But as I said, I don't like to go in there. They make me touch them, even if I don't want to. They've got a language that breaks me down when I go in. The language is that they are many, that they are not one, that one of them is the reiteration of all of them. It's very interesting. I'm not sure. When I first read this, I wasn't sure what was going on in the beginning, and it's happening again. Statement 006. When did the dreams begin? It must have been after the first couple of weeks. In the dream, all the pores of my skin are wide open, and I see that in each of them there's a tiny stone. I feel I can't recognize myself. I scratch and scratch at my skin until it bleeds. It's cool to figure out which one's human and which one's humanoid. It's talking about bleeding, so you can assume that it's human, but you don't know for sure. It's a fun game. Okay. This one's a long one. Statement 002. It was day 7. We put on the green uniforms. I drank some milk. I lied to the captain so I wouldn't have to go first. I felt like a stranger and I kissed the third officer on the cheek. When I think of the outlet where we met and then outside in the landscape, when we set foot in the valley for the first time, where the captain dropped off a bunch of green grapes, and how when our work was done, we bathed in a stream so cold it turned our hands and feet red. It did not seem then that our fate was settled. I remember the mornings when I set off with the buckets and the sun was in the trees, which were wet and glistened like one of the catalogs you gave us. I was green and highly translucent, like a fruit in sunlight. The third officer comforted me. His book still lies open next to his bunk, and I leave it there, like a bookmark in our history. When the lights are turned out on board of the ship, I hear the one among them that hums. It begins then, in his absence. It's the smallest of them. We found it under a bush. It was day 7 and I led the third officer through the outlet. Even though we'd shut down for the day, I led him over the hill in the night. He had some chewing gum in his pocket that we shared. It was there in the darkness that I dug 2 of them up out of the earth. I don't think they're here anymore. My hands were raw. They weren't used to the work. It was after the earth had softened again with a change of temperature. Initially, I was supposed to be working in the office, but then they needed me to give them a hand. I've heard that Redacted is dead, and they had put everyone in quarantine. Do you remember that particular chain we found at the foot of the hill on the first day? I don't think you'll forget me, the third officer. Are you going to be seeing him? I don't know where he is now, whether you'll be seeing him or not. But if you do see him, please tell him from me that he shouldn't remember me as the one who can't be relocated, but rather keep in mind that it was me who kissed him and led him over the hill. The dew came between night and day, and we heard the humming there too. It was as if it rose like water from the ground, and I saw that I'd brought a change to his face. There's a lot I'd like to show him, but not before everything's in the right place. Only it might never happen now. I'd rather not be where I can be. No, it's got nothing to do with the rooms. I don't think so. Anyway, I hope the work is progressing. I hope you're doing it well, the work you have to do. I hope he's not going to die, even if I do know it's likely. This was an interesting one. So that redacted part was something that was just in there. So we know that whoever's compiling all these statements is controlling what is said. So I guess we have questions like, can we trust what's being said here? Who's controlling what the narrative first fragrance in the room is a delicate one. It's right there as soon as you walk in. Citrus fruit, or the stone of a peach, sitting at the table in front of me now. Do you think of me as an offender? I like to be in the room. I find it very erotic. The suspended object, I recognize my gender in it, or at least the gender I have on the 6000 ship. Every time I look at the object, I feel my sex between my... Oh, this is not a good one. I'm gonna... not for YouTube. I'm going to read statement 015. I'm very happy with my add-on. I think you should let more of us have one. It's me, and yet it's not me. I've had to change completely in order to simulate this new part, which you say is also me, which is flesh and not flesh. When I woke up after the operation, I felt scared, but that soon wore off. Now I'm performing better than anyone. I'm a very useful tool to the crew. It gives me a certain position. The only thing I haven't been able to do is get used to yet. The only thing I haven't been able to get used to yet are the dreams. I dream there's nothing where the add-on is. That the add-on has detached itself, or perhaps was never a part of me. That it possesses a deep-seated antipathy towards me. Antipathy toward me. That it hovers in the air in front of me and then starts to attack. When I wake up from one of these dreams, the add-on attaches a bit, and it feels as though I've had to when we're supposed to be, and floating just above it. Another one that can't be seen with the naked eye, which has come into being in the darkness where I sleep, has arisen out of my sleep. Very interesting. I don't think I get that one. But again, let me know in the comments what you think. I like this book. I think it's a good one. Maybe we could do like a book club. Let me know if you want to hear more of this book, or you want me to pick a different book to read. And I will do my best to find a book for us. But if we're liking this book, or you want to read along, please do. It's called The Employees. It has this. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, you will be seeing more of me. I promise. I'm so sorry for the long sabbatical, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Oh, this is a row, by the way. I didn't say that at the beginning.